Good morning, children. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Okay, today I'm here to discuss a new topic with you as part of our first year, first sem syllabus, and that is let me introduce you. Now, have a glance at the PPT. Now, moving to our next slide. So, the today's topic is articles. So it's a very lengthy topic, so I want to discuss in two periods and part 1 and part 2 because we have different types of articles, and let me discuss and explain to you in detail. Follow? Okay. Now, so moving to our next slide first, because as usual we have to discuss the objectives of this particular lesson. So on completing this lesson, you will be able to define appropriately the term article, and at the same time you will learn the kinds of articles, and also you will know their place in a sentence, and at the same time you will understand how to choose the right article in a sentence. So let me repeat. So you will understand the term article, and also you will learn the kinds of articles, and you will know their place in a sentence and understand how to choose the right article in a sentence. Okay, now moving to the next slide. So here, articles. Coming to the definition of articles. Articles are very important words in English, isn't it? Yes, because definitely we need to use them in a sentence, and they are used before only nouns, so to limit or define their nouns. So because to define their uses in the context of the sentence, we generally use articles always. They are placed before only nouns, because later when we discuss some examples you will understand well about where we use the articles in a sentence. And articles, they are used as demonstrative adjectives, and they determine us before nouns. So articles are used to indicate whether a noun refers to a specific or a general item. Okay, now have a look at the next slide. So basically you have idea, but still let us discuss. There are two kinds of articles, and you know that they are a, an, and the. And so the classification of articles is, we classify the articles into two types: indefinite articles as well definite article. So indefinite articles, what come under indefinite articles? So a, an, in the sense of one and any, they are called as indefinite articles, and the is called as definite article. In the sense of this and that, we use the definite article the. Now, so moving to our next slide. So two kinds of articles I told you just now, definite and indefinite. So what come under definite? A and an. So here, okay, it's some mistake. So indefinite articles A and an come under indefinite article, and the comes under definite article. Okay, here is a mistake. Okay, but you don't concentrate on that slide. Have focus on this slide. So a and an, we call them as indefinite, and the is called as definite article. Okay. Now next. So coming to indefinite articles a or an. Now the indefinite article a or an is used before a countable noun in the singular. Now let me explain you what are countable nouns and uncountable. Yes, you have idea, isn't it? Nouns are of two types. Some we can count them and we call them as countable, and some nouns we cannot count them and we call them as uncountable nouns. So the countable nouns are things that can be counted, and it can be either singular because we can count it, it can be singular, or it can be plural. Examples, we can say one pen, two pens, etc. Rabbit, table, bottle, banana, book, mobile, box, two boxes, three boxes, four boxes, we can count them. So we call them as countable nouns. And coming to uncountable nouns, the uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted. Examples, water. Can we count water? No, impossible. So garbage, oil, so wood, air. So they are something which cannot be counted. So we call them as uncountable nouns. Okay. So the indefinite articles a or an, they are used before a countable noun in the singular. Okay. Now rule 1. There are many rules to be discussed about articles. Okay. So let me discuss the first rule. The first rule is A is used before words beginning with consonant sound. A is used before words beginning with consonant sound. You know we have different sounds. We have to vowel sound we have and consonant sound we have. You know what are vowels. Okay. A, E, I, O, U we call them as vowels and the other all we call them as consonant sounds. Okay, here now look here. So there I have written some words which have some consonant sound and like pen, bottle, boy, girl, student, book, table. So we use A and A is used before the words beginning with the consonant sound and we say a pen. These are all okay countables, isn't it? A pen, a bottle, a boy, a girl, a student, a book, a table, isn't it? So now coming to rule 2. So A is used. So we are discussing about indefinite articles, remember. So A and an are called indefinite and the is the definite article, remember. So A is used before words beginning with a vowel giving the sound of a consonant. So though the word begins with a vowel, but the sound here you can listen a consonant sound. So hence we use always a. A is used. So a one-eyed man. So O is a vowel. Okay, but still the sound there it sounds as if it is a consonant. So hence we use A instead of an. Okay, we use here a one-eyed man, a university student, a European, a unique book, a uniform. Okay, so yeah, here the sound is consonant sound. A uniform, a universal problem, a universal problem. Remember, again I'm repeating: a one-eyed man, a university student, a European, a unique book, a uniform, a universal problem. So A is used before words beginning with a vowel giving the sound of a consonant. Remember, though the first letter of the word is a vowel, but still because the sound is of a consonant, we are listening to a consonant sound, we use the indefinite article before that particular word. Followed. Okay, that is rule 2. Now coming to rule 3. So coming to rule 3. An is used before words beginning with vowel sound. When we use an, when the sound is vowel sound, we use an. If it is consonant sound, we use a, and if it is vowel sound, we use an. Come here, look here. An ant. Because ant. So it's beginning with, so the first letter is a vowel. So we use an ant, an apple, an eye, an Indian, an ox, an umbrella. Okay, an umbrella, okay. So here for these words, because they have vowel sound, they begin with vowel sound, we use the indefinite article an. Followed. Now moving to rule 4, coming to rule 4. So there are words starting with H which is silent. So an is used before such words. So for words which start with H, because H is silent, so we use an because it sounds as if a vowel sound. So because though H is there, it is being silent, it is silent, hence the sound we hear will be of a vowel sound. So we use the indefinite article an before the words which begin with H and H is silent, so we use an. Okay, come. Let's discuss. So listen to these words. Look at the slide. An hour. H is silent. Okay, I am not pronouncing it. An air, an honor, I'm saying. I'm not saying honor, okay? I'm saying an honor. An honest man. An honorary post. I repeat. An hour, an air, an honor, an honest man, an honorary post. Follow? Okay. Now that is about rule 4. Okay. Now coming to rule 5. An is used before such words with a consonant pronounced with the sound of a vowel. So we find a consonant, not a vowel, but still the sound will be of a vowel. So hence, instead of using a, we use an. So look at the words. An LLB student. LLB. L is a consonant, but while we pronounce it, we are saying L, L. So here the sound is of a vowel. Okay. So an LLB student. An MP. An MLA. An SP. An X-ray we are saying. Okay. X is a consonant, but we are pronouncing it as X. So here vowel sound. An X-ray. An FIR. Okay, again let's have a glance once again. An LLB student, an MP, an MLA, an SP, an X-ray, an FIR. Followed? Okay. Now discussing about the rule 6. An a or an, okay, here I have to delete n. A or an must be used after such which is applied to countable singular nouns. So after such we use either a or an. He is such a fool. He is such a fool. It is such an honor. Such as an honor. Okay. So here after such also, for countable singular nouns we use either a or an indefinite articles. Now coming to rule 7. Coming to rule 7. Indefinite article a or an is used when we talk of a thing or a person that is indefinite or that is mentioned for the first time. Okay. So when we talk about either maybe a person or a thing, and if it is indefinite and if we mention for them about the thing or a person for the first time, so in the sense of one we use the indefinite article either a or an. So if you look at the examples you will understand. Look here. I need a mobile. A mobile in the sense I need one mobile. So in the sense of one we are saying, instead of using one, the word one, we are simply using the indefinite article a, which means one. Okay. I need a mobile. 12 inches make a foot. A foot in the sense one foot. 12 inches make a foot. A stranger came to my door. A stranger in the sense one stranger. Okay. A stranger came to my door. Please get me a bike. Please get me a bike. She gave him a notebook. In the sense one notebook. She gave him a notebook. Followed. Okay. So indefinite article either a or an. So they are used when we talk of a thing or a person that is indefinite or that is mentioned for the first time. That is rule 7. Okay. Now coming to rule 8. Rule number 8. So before a singular countable noun which is used to single out some person or something as a representative of a class of things or animals and persons, we use a. When we use a, so we use it before a singular countable noun. So when we want to single out something which represents some class of either persons or things or animals, we use the indefinite article a. So in the sense of class, look here. A cow is a useful animal. We are saying a cow. Before the singular countable noun called cow, we are using a, and it denotes some sense of class. Okay, some sense of class of animal, useful animals. Okay, a cow is a useful animal. A beggar cannot be a chooser. A rose is a beautiful flower. A son should be obedient. Followed. So here also in this case we use the indefinite article a. Now coming to rule number 9. Rule number 9. To make a common noun of a proper noun to express quality. To make a common noun of a proper noun to express quality also we use the indefinite article. Now look here. A. We are using a. A Shylock is living in my neighborhood. A Shylock in the sense we are using the word Shylock and we are To make it's a common noun, but actually it's a proper noun. But to make a common noun of a proper noun, so to express the quality of such persons, as an example, we are using the word Shylock. A Shylock is living in my neighborhood. In the sense, Shylock is not living. Shylock, in the sense, a person who is representing all the cruel misers. We represent him by the name Shylock because he is most popular as a cruel miser. Okay. He is a Vikramaditya known for his fairness. Vikramaditya is he's just man. He's a just man, a good man, a just person, a just man. So he's representing that. But here we are using it as a common noun, though it's a proper noun. Okay. He is a Vikramaditya known for his fairness. Then a Daniel comes to judgment. A Daniel comes to judgment. In the sense, a wise judge. So when a or an represents a weakened form of a preposition in, so if you look at the example, you will understand. So here he earns 50,000 rupees a year. He earns 50,000 rupees a year. A year in the sense, here instead of using the preposition, we are using the word, the indefinite article a. Okay. Then we should brush our teeth 2 times a day. A day. Okay. So it represents a weakened form of preposition in. Instead of using in a day, we are using the indefinite article a. Now that is rule number 9. Now coming to rule number 10. So in exclamations with what or how before singular countable nouns also we use. We use in exclamations with what or how before singular countable nouns we use the indefinite article a. Okay. So a. What a hot day. What a hot day. It's some exclamation. So before, because it's a countable noun, so before that we are using the indefinite article a. What a hot day. What a pretty girl. What a naughty child. How fine a day. What a fool he is. What kind of a teacher? What kind of a teacher? So in exclamations with what or how also before singular countable nouns, we use the indefinite article a, and that is rule number 10. Okay. Now coming to rule number 11. So note the position of indefinite article in the following adverbs. So here rather, very, much, these are all adverbs. Okay, rather, very, much, quite, so, to, such, as. Okay, so look at the examples. It is rather a nuisance. It is rather a nuisance. Okay, we are using the indefinite article a after, okay, in the following adverbs after the adverb rather. It is rather a nuisance. It's rather a good step or a rather good step. Okay. He is a very good person. He is a very good person. He is a much hated character. He is such a nice man that everybody likes him. It is quite an interesting story. It is quite an interesting story. Okay, so in such cases, so in the following adverbs like rather, very, much, quite, so, to, such as, we use the indefinite article okay, that is rule number 11 over. Okay, now coming to rule number 12. Rule number 12. A or an are used before the verbs used as nouns. So some verbs are used as nouns. So before such verbs which are used as nouns, we use the indefinite article either a or an. Okay. For a swim. For a swim. Swim though is a verb, but here it's used as a noun. For a talk. For a visit. For a walk. For a drive. For a rest. For a taste. Have a mind. Have a pain. Okay, so in Such case also we use the indefinite article. Then that is rule number 12. Now coming to rule number 13. So here before certain phrases also we use the indefinite articles. Before certain phrases. Phrase is a group of words but which doesn't convey complete sense or meaning. Okay. In a hurry. In a hurry. We can use. Okay. A pity. Take a liking. Feel ashamed. Take a fancy. Make a noise. Tell a lie. Okay. That is rule number 13. And coming to rule number 14. Before the words denoting numbers. Before the words denoting numbers also we use the indefinite article a. 100, a dozen, a million. 100, a dozen, a million. Follow? Okay. Now rule number 15. Before the adjectives little and few, to give the sense of some. To give the sense of some, we use the indefinite article. A little. A little in the sense, the meaning of a little is some. Okay, a little. It's about some quality. And a few. A few also means some only, but it's something about the number. I have little money to buy a house. I have little money to buy a house. Hardly any. I have little money in the sense I hardly have any money. Please give me a little sugar. In the sense, some sugar. He has spent the little money that he had. He has spent the little money that he had. Some, but all. Okay. There are few boys in the class. Hardly anyone. Okay. Now, I met a few students in the university. There are a few boys, it should be. Okay. I met a few students in the university. In the sense, some students. The few students that were in the class were sitting idle. Some, but all. Okay. So, before the adjectives little and few, to give the sense of some also we use the indefinite article. Okay. Now, coming to rule number 16. A or an is used after some prepositions, especially as, for, on, and at. So, after some prepositions like as, for, on, and at, we use the indefinite articles either a or an. They don't do it as a rule. They don't do it as a rule. After as we are using. Okay. We did it for a change. We did it for a change. After for we are using it. Cloth is manufactured on a long scale. Okay. After on. The car was sold at a profit. After at we are using. The car was sold at a profit. Follow now. That is rule number 16. Okay. Now, here is an activity. Fill in the blanks with a or an. Fill in the blanks with a or an. She wants to be engineer. She wants to be engineer. Now, we have to put either a or an. Now, look here. In the word engineer, the first alphabet is, now it sounds as if it is a vowel, isn't it? Vowel or consonant? Okay, look here. So, it sounds as a vowel. Now, the answer to that is, she wants to be an engineer. We have to put an engineer. Engineer. Okay, so now, second one. India is a large country. Okay, I have to remove it. India is large country. So, India is, that is large. In the word large, the first alphabet is L, which is a consonant. So, here we have to use the indefinite article a, isn't it? A. India is a large country, we have to say. Now, coming to the third one. My brother is doctor. So, doctor, the word doctor, in that the first alphabet is, it's a consonant. So, we have to use my brother is a doctor, we have to say. Okay. Now, I never saw such idiot. I never saw such idiot. Now, if you look at the word idiot, the first alphabet, it's what? It's a vowel. So we have to use I never saw such an idiot. We have to write. Okay. Now, Eliot, T.S. Eliot, famous for his wasteland. Okay. Eliot was poet. Eliot was poet. Eliot, poet, in the word poet, the first alphabet is P, which is a consonant. So, Eliot was a poet. We have to write. Eliot was a poet. Okay. They had long innings. They had long innings. So, long, the first alphabet is L. It's a consonant. So, they had a long innings. They had a long innings. Galileo, okay, Galileo. Galileo was Italian scientist. The word Italian, that the first alphabet is I, it's a vowel. So, Galileo was an Italian scientist, we have to say. Use the indefinite article an. It is pleasure to teach English. Pleasure. P is a consonant. So, we have to use indefinite article a before the word pleasure. So, it is a pleasure to teach English. It is a pleasure to teach English. Follow. Okay. Now, here, so, now let me do revision once again. So, you not look at the slides, but let me tell you some important aspects of about what articles, some more points. Now, so articles are nothing but, articles are they are determiners. We can say articles are determiners, isn't it? They are determiners. Okay. Now, look here. So, now I told you that there are two kinds of articles. There are two types, indefinite articles and definite articles. So totally we have articles 3. What are they? A, and the. So, A and an, okay, and the, among them, A and an are considered to be indefinite articles and the is considered to be a definite article. Okay. And so, we use the indefinite articles before a countable noun in the singular. Okay. I told you countable nouns, and what's the difference between countable, something which can be counted, we call them as countable nouns, and some nouns cannot be counted, so we call them as uncountable. Okay. So a book or a pen or a pencil is a countable noun, whereas some onion, okay, like that, we can't, onion is a countable noun, but now, for example, if you speak about wood, we cannot count wood, we cannot count water, we cannot count sand, or we cannot count salt or sugar, etc. Some nouns which cannot be counted, we call them as uncountable nouns. Okay. Now, so always A is used before the words which begin with a consonant sound. So a boy we say, a girl we say, because boy, the first letter is a consonant, so it sounds as a consonant sound. So we use the article, the indefinite article A. Okay. And there are words, there are words spelt with U or EU at the beginning. U. But the sound is that of a consonant. So A is used before such words also. Like I told you, unit, U. So it's spelt with U, but okay, while we utter it, it sounds something else. So U, we pronounce it as U, a unit. Okay, here the sound is not of a vowel sound, but it sounds like a consonant. A unit, a university, a useful book, a European, we say. So then we have to use the indefinite article A. Okay. And whenever the words sound like vowel, then if they begin with a vowel sound, before such words, we use the indefinite article, which one? An. An is used before such words. Okay. Now, so like an ant, ant is a word here. The first alphabet is, it's a vowel, and the sound is also vowel sound. So we use the indefinite article and before the word, and because it sounds something like a vowel, and because obviously vowel is there. Vowel is the first letter in that particular word. An eye we say, an Indian we say, an ox we say, an umbrella we say, umbrella. Okay, so we use the indefinite article and before the words which begin with a vowel sound. Is it clear? Okay. Now there are, there are words starting with H, I told you. And H is something silent. And an is used before such words because here the sound, though the word has a consonant H, but it is something which is silent. So the sound we can hear is of a vowel sound. Hence we use the indefinite article, what? An before such words which begin with H and H there is silent. An R we say, an honor we say, okay, an air we say. So you have to know the difference between the use of a or an, okay, in the following. For example, now let me compare. Now, if I say a word ear, okay, ear. Here, ear I'm using. So I say a ear, and about our sense organ ear. But there, the first alphabet is E. It has some vowel sound. So we use the indefinite article an. Follow. Now, a university. We say. Then an umbrella we say. Umbrella. Okay. Isn't it? So university, the first alphabet is vowel only, but the sound is of a consonant. So hence, instead of using the indefinite article and, we are using the indefinite article a. Now, a 1 rupee coin we say. What we say? A 1. Though the word 1 has got a vowel as its first letter, but here the sound is of a consonant sound. Hence, we are using the indefinite article a before that word 1 rupee coin. Okay. But if you look at the word orange, yes, the first alphabet is a vowel and also it sounds as if a vowel sound only. So we will be using the indefinite article and before the word orange. Followed? Okay. Then we have to also look here another word. A horse. Okay. And honor. I told you. Though here H is the first alphabet, it being silent, it is pronounced as if H is silent and it sounds vowel sound. So we use the indefinite article an. Okay. Now a or an, they must be used after such also I told, which is applied to always countable singular nouns. Okay. So he is such a fool. We say. It is such an honor to him. We say. So after the word such, and which is always applied to countable, remember, which is applied to countable singular nouns. So we use the indefinite articles either a or an. Okay. Now, when a is used before few, the meaning is changed. If at all, if we use the indefinite article if you use it before few, then the meaning is totally changed. Look here, few students. few students came to the class. Few students came to the class. In the sense, more were expected, but only few students came to the class. Then, if I say, a few students came to the class. In the sense, a small number came, although no one was expected here. In the first sentence, if I don't use the indefinite article before few, the meaning was different. More were expected, but few students came. In that sense, it will mean that sense. Okay, but if I use the indefinite article, okay, before few, then the total meaning has been changed. Now it implies what? A small number came, although no one was expected, but a small number came in that sense. Follow? Okay. Now the difference between little and a little is also similar. The difference between little and a little is also similar. Now, for example, if I say he gave little money to his friend. He gave little money to his friend. Little money in the sense a small amount, although nothing was expected, but he gave a small amount. And a or an is used before a singular noun which expresses the generic singular where the one thing's named represents all of that kind only. Follow? Okay. For example, a dog. If I speak about dog, a dog is a faithful animal. A peacock is a beautiful bird. Okay. A dog is a faithful animal. In the sense, this is a word. If I use the indefinite article a or an, in the sense I am, because before a singular noun called dog, if I am using it, then it expresses the generic singular, and that one thing represents all of that kind. A dog is a faithful animal. It represents all dogs. And a student, I told you, again I'm repeating this all. Okay, a student should study hard. A student should study hard. I'm generally saying because a student in the sense he represents all the students and he is supposed to work very hard. Follow? Okay. Now, a or an has a distributive meaning. A distributive meaning in the sense it denoting each. That is denoting each. A or an. Okay. So now, if I tell you an example. He goes to Bombay twice a month. Twice a month. In the sense, every month. Here I am not using the word every, but instead I am saying a month. A month in the sense it is here. It has a or an has a distributive meaning. A distributive meaning, and it's telling that it is he goes Bombay twice a month, in the sense every month. And if I tell you another example, we can travel 60 miles an hour. An hour, here I am using the indefinite article an hour, which means that every hour. So we can travel 60 miles every hour, but I am not using the word every. Instead, I am using the indefinite article an. Followed? Okay. Then a or an is used before most illnesses. Okay. Before most illnesses also we use it. For example, I can tell you he has got a cold. He has got a cold and a sore throat. He has got a cold and a sore throat. Follow. And also I can say I have a cough. I have a cough. Or she has a headache. She has a headache. Follow. And a or an is also used before a proper noun to make it a compound. I told you about. Okay, so Now understood what I am saying? Before a proper noun only, but we want to make that proper noun as a common noun, then we can use before that proper noun. So just to make it a common noun. He is a Shakespeare. He is a Shakespeare, we say. Actually, is he Shakespeare? No. But here Shakespeare is a person he was a great dramatist, and so we are just comparing that person to him. Okay, so in the sense we are saying that that particular person is a great dramatist, but instead of saying that, we simply say he is a Shakespeare. We are using a proper noun called Shakespeare, but we are making it as a common noun and using it by inserting just a indefinite article a, saying that he is a Shakespeare. Followed, he is a Shakespeare. Okay, now or an is used after some prepositions also, I told you, just like after, as, for, on, at, like that. Okay, so they don't do it as a role, like that. We did for a change, like that. The car was, I told you many examples. So that way also we can use the indefinite articles, either a or an. So there are many things, many. And now coming to, okay, so now hope you understood. So once again have a look at the definition of these articles. So what the importance of these articles. Articles are very important words in English, and they are used before only nouns to limit or define their uses in the context of a sentence, and you have come to a conclusion that they are used as demonstrative adjectives and determiners before nouns, and they are used to indicate whether a noun refers to a specific item or a general item. So let me discuss with you many examples before looking at the assignment. Here assignment, okay. Now have a glance at the assignment. Later I'll tell you some more examples and before concluding the lesson. So here take a paragraph from a newspaper and find out the indefinite articles. Okay. So you choose any newspaper and you choose any paragraph, but there you will definitely find many indefinite articles like a or an. Wherever you have found them, make a note of it and you submit to me. Okay, by next Monday. Now, so before that, so let me tell you some examples, share with you some examples. Now, so for example, if I tell a sentence, gold is precious metal. Gold is, now before gold, what have to put an article? Sometimes putting some articles are not necessary before some words. So simply without using any article before gold, I can say gold is a precious metal. I can say a precious, because in the word precious the first letter is consonant and it sounds consonant sound. So here we can listen to consonant sound, therefore we can use the indefinite article a. Gold is a precious metal. Coffee is dash popular drink. So we have to write a. Coffee is a popular drink. Coffee is a popular drink. Follow. Then umbrella. Umbrella is necessary in the rainy season. So before umbrella we need to insert an indefinite article called an, because it sounds vowel sound. An umbrella. An umbrella is necessary in the rainy season. Okay. And he has dash ear for dash music. He has an ear for what? He has an ear for music. Before music, we will not use any article. Next, ant is dash. An ant is an insect, because here ant sounds vowel sound the first alphabet, and insect also the first alphabet is vowel, so it also has vowel sound. So we have to, at both the places, we have to insert an indefinite article an. Okay. So an ant is an insect. An ant is an insect. Follow. Then dog eats meat. So we have to say a dog. A dog eats meat. A dog eats meat. Okay. Then guitar. Guitar makes music. Guitar. A guitar makes music. We can simply say a guitar because consonant sound. So a guitar makes music. Follow. Then sugar is sweet. So just sugar is sweet is enough. Before sugar we not put any article. Sugar is sweet. Bread, because sugar it's uncountable noun, so you don't need to put any article before that. Okay. And guitar, oh, we have to be cautious that whether they are countable nouns or uncountable nouns. Bread costs 2 rupees loaf. So bread is also something uncountable material. So here bread, simply bread we have to begin with. Bread costs 2 rupees a loaf. A single piece. Okay, we say loaf of bread, isn't it? A loaf. Then please give me dash pen. Please give me a pen. Pen is a countable noun and there it sounds consonant, so we have to use the indefinite article a before the word pen. Please give me a pen. Please give me a pen. John hoped that he would go to dash university. Though university word, it begins with a vowel, still I told you the sound is of a consonant. So we have to use the indefinite article. This is just division. We have to put. So John hoped that he would go to a university. He will come in R. R here, H is silent, so the sound is of a vowel. Then we will come in an hour, we have to write. France is dash nation. France is dash European nation. So European. Here the sound is of a consonant, so we have to use the indefinite article before the word European, though it has the first alphabet as a vowel. Okay. So because it sounds consonant sound. Okay. France is a European nation. He thinks it is an honor. H is silent, so the sound is of a vowel. So we have to write, he thinks it is an honor. It is an honor. Okay. Then, this dash useful lesson. This is dash useful lesson. Useful. Okay. So here useful word, but here consonant sound. So this we have to say this is a useful lesson. It is dash exercise in grammar. It is what? It is an exercise. It is an exercise in grammar. Okay. Dash horse is dash animal. A horse is an animal, we have to say. A horse is an animal. Okay. London is dash big city. London is a big city. Okay, consonant sound. My brother is dash engineer. My brother is an engineer. Such dash incident never occurred. Such an incident never occurred because here vowel sound. So such an, I told you some indefinite articles we use after the word such. And incident here sounds vowel sound, so such an incident never occurred, we have to say. Next, 10 more examples let me share with you, 10 or 15. Okay. He wants to be, okay, an engineer, I told you. Canada is a large country. My sister is what? A doctor. I never saw such an idiot. The ring is made what? Made of gold. You need not use any article. Shakespeare was an Elizabethan. T.S. Eliot was a poet, I told you. They had a long illness. This is all I told you, I have discussed earlier. Okay. So, few more. So, you have to be very cautious, You have to be very cautious where to insert a or where to insert an, like that. Okay. So now a bird can fly, we can say. A bird can fly. Because bird, B is bird consonant, so a bird can fly, we have to say. Then we can say, she gave me a nice cup of tea. Okay. He is a fool to say so. he is a fool, we have to say. Now there is ugly scar on his face. We have to say there is an ugly scar on his face. There is Brutus. Brutus is an honorable man. We have to say H is silent. So it sounds vowel sound. Brutus is an honorable man, like that. Then he gave me a 1 rupee note, like that. And then like that you have to be very cautious where to use the indefinite articles. So articles, we have, so just today we have discussed only about the indefinite articles a and an, and the different rules. We have discussed many rules to be followed while using the indefinite articles. Okay, either whether they have to be used before countable nouns or uncountable nouns, etc., etc. And in the next class, because today what all we have learned, you please go through the newspapers and do that assignment, and as well you go through many exercises. If you can browse, either you can get many exercises. You practice doing many exercises and you check your score, so that you will be well versed, or you will gain good command over articles, all the indefinite articles. So that if you are good at using the indefinite articles, then in the next class we shall discuss about the definite articles. And there are, and also sometimes I told you we don't need an article also. So in which cases we generally omit the articles. Those all we will discuss. Those all we shall discuss in the next class, and we will do the revision of what all we have discussed today also. So hope children you enjoyed today's class. So okay, we shall meet in the next class. So that will be a continuation of today's topic only. Okay, thank you for your patient listening. Okay, good day children. Okay, bye.